video is a collab with Drawing with Nikolina. You should totally check her out because she's an amazing artist. For the collab, Nikolina had this amazing idea to do drawing based off of a scribble. So I sent her this scribble, which was very complicated now that I see it, and then she sent me this scribble. So my initial reaction was, what can I do with this? I can't draw a girl, so I started looking for circles for like a girl shape. So then I saw this, like a screaming face. But then I kept looking and I was like, oh, there's this circle in the middle, and then I was like, there's an ear, 2 ears, it could be an elf, and then her hair could be floating somehow. So I went with this idea, and it turns out quite interesting. First of all, I'd like to say I would never have drawn this if it weren't for this collab idea, and I actually really enjoyed drawing it and it was really fun. So then it started occurring to me, how can her hair be floating? Like, that's a very realistic question to ask. And so I said, hey, she can be underwater, like an underwater elf. So I made her very mad at first, but then I was like, no, I want her happy. She's happy to be underwater. And being the good artist I am, I flipped the canvas and saw if there was anything else, and I really didn't see anything else that I wanted to do. So I stuck with this. And so I started going over with line art, which took me quite longer than I expected. I don't know, I was procrastinating a lot during this, and like the anatomy was all off when I flipped the canvas, but I ended up liking how it looked, so it turned out fine. And so then I started with the water and this like lighting effect, but I decided to get to that later. I started off with flat color and I started shading with this blush color. I wanted her to have more pink skin since she is like an elf and she's not like a normal human, so that's what I went with. And I did the highlights, which were really fun to add. I then used shifted purple because that always ends up looking good, and I shaded a lot more. Then I started giving her white freckles because I love how it looks in traditional art when you add white freckles, so I figured it was perfect. Now I'm finally starting this glowy effect, which took forever for me to figure out, and bubbles of course on the side. I figured I should probably start doing other stuff before the glow effect finally comes into play. So her eyes and her hair, which her hair took forever to color in because it's so swishy and stuff, and then I decided to make it a little transparent so it like flows with the water. Then I added in some loose strands since it looked a little flat. I added in some more blush and some more shadows. Then I did her mouth and her eyebrows. Then after shading the eyebrows, I decided to go out and shade the hair a little bit, which was really fun. Even though like it looks really weird in color, I liked how it turned out. I added some highlights to her eyes and some more dark shadows to her skin where the light wasn't reflecting. Now I started adding in a really big light source, like a lot of light, and did her hair ties, her clothes, and her earrings, and her necklace. I added in some bubbles so you could tell she was underwater, and then I just kept playing around with the light source and how it was hitting her. I added this glowy effect to everything and some really like rainbow-ish highlights to her hair. I tried adding in water, like reflecting, but I didn't really like how it turned out. So I ended up with my finished result. I really like it and I hope you enjoy it too.